Hey there, Tracy here. Welcome back to my channel and to Kendra's Card Challenge Mystery Card Kit Hop. Today's video, I'm going to create this card from sketch number 15 and using all the goodies that I got in my mystery card kit. So let's jump into the video. Okay, so hey there. What I have here is I have the mystery card kit. This was all in the same package, but I've taken this part out because it was taller, obviously, and I've got these adorable little mug stamps and these little cookie stamps, and then I have the coordinating dies. So these all came in the kits, and when you get your mystery kit, yours will be different. They're all different, which is super cool. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out what I have inside of this kit. And I had a foiling kit inside of there too, but I set it aside somewhere. I can't find it. So I've got all these beautiful colored card fronts, including black, and then a few little scraps, which I really appreciate when Kendra puts the scraps in because we use them, especially in the challenges. And then I've got a lot of little ephemera here. So I'll go ahead and put the ephemera out and put it inside of this little container here so I can grab it easily. So lots of fun ephemera, so instant cards. And then we've got some little enamel dots, and then we have the pattern paper. And there are several sheets of the paper. And typically, friends, I would scan that QR code for you so you'd know where to find maybe some of this paper. However, for whatever reason, my phone doesn't want to scan QR codes, and so I'm not able to do that. What it does is it asks me to download apps, and I have a QR code scanner app, and it's just not working. And all the other ones are junk. So I just don't want all that garbage on my phone. Have you ever had that? And they go ahead and they install a couple of games on there while they're at it. This one's really cute. So I'm going to select 3 of these. And I'm going to cut out all my parts for my sketch 15. And let's see, let me grab this sketch for you so you can see what sketch 15 looks like. It's probably my favorite in the group because it uses 3 types of paper, but it's still not a super busy card. Not to say I don't like busy cards, but I have all my parts cut out there. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp out this little bear mug with the tree inside to kind of go with the trees that you see here on the paper. And I will color that also in high speed. So while I'm getting this done, and I'm going to do the happy holidays too. While I'm getting this done, we'll talk about the hop. So again, this is a hop, and I have the playlist linked in the description down below, as well as a link to Kendra's Patreon so that you can download the Kendra's Card Challenge's latest sketch if you don't already have it, and take a look at her different Patreon levels. So this level is a VIP level, and there's lots and lots more perks to the VIP over and above the mystery card kit, but that's what we're working with today, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm looking here for my Gina K khaki, or this is the craft ink, because I want it to match the paper. And so I'm going to ink my sentiment in the craft. And I'll have to do it a few times because, well, first of all, the ink's probably a little dry. I've had it for several years and rarely ever use it. And it's a brand new stamp, so I'll get it enough times as it takes to get that ink down onto that paper. And later on, I'll be fussy cutting one more, just for good measure. I really do like this color. If you don't buy Gina K inks, there's a couple that I would recommend, and this is one of them. Just because, especially around Christmas time, we do a lot of cards with craft. So let me remove that stamp, and then I'm going to use my Simon Hurley Stellar ink because I'll be alcohol marker coloring the little ephemera piece. So I'll stamp that 1 or 2 times, however many it takes to make sure that it's fully solid. And it's usually about 2. Yeah, we're good on that. So then I'll take this page off and I will color. And here we are, high-speed coloring. And I'm just filling in the tree. And I'm not doing a whole lot of shading, just a little bit. Just kind of with the colors that I have out. I just was too lazy. So this one was much lighter, so I'm using itself to kind of blend out those darker shading tones. And then try and get a white pen that works is kind of a funny story for me that we won't go into. But anyway, I'll go ahead and grab the correct die here, and I'll cut that apart and lay the die on here and tape it down. And then go ahead and cut that piece out. And that was, you could fussy cut those too if you wanted to, but I decided to use the die since I had already used dies to cut out my circles. And they aren't exactly like the sketch says, but close enough. All right, now we can put this card together. And I'm going to fussy cut the Happy Holidays. And I am going to bubble cut it, but I always like to cut off the excess of the paper because it will bug me. And I'm just kind of looping around, and I'm not exactly caring if the loops match the letters. I'm just getting as close as I can. And then I cut off the excess, and I'll come back in and do the top, which is a little bit more difficult because it's a larger sentiment. And so, you know, I don't want my paper to buckle on me. So I'm going a little bit slower on the top portion. And friends, always make sure your ink's dry before you start doing this. This ink dries really quickly because it's a dye ink, but a lot of times, you know, I'll use the VersaFine Clairs and I will smudge my ink no matter what. We don't want that. So we'll just finish getting this cut out. Boom, just like that. Now we can put the card together. And I'm going to grab a white side folding card base here. And I'm going to glue the first layer down. And I'm just going to use liquid glue. And you'll see pretty soon here I'm going to struggle with my liquid glue. I don't know why. You're in the middle of something, it's all working fine, and then it just decides to clog. Go figure. All right, so we've got that layer down. Now I'm going to put my sketch right in front of me so I can see what I'm doing. And I'll start with the biggest piece and move on to the smaller, just like it shows in the sketch. So just gluing this piece down to the matte layer. And I selected ones that went well with craft and kind of, you know, represented cookies. Because who doesn't love Christmas cookies? Get this one laid down, and then with the next one I will add a little bit of a shim to that one side of it so that it's not lopsided. You don't have to do that. It just depends on the thickness of your paper. But the white paper I'm using is some 100-pound paper, so I really want to make sure that I don't have a droopy center. So I'll just lay my shims down. I'm just going to do one for this one, and then I'll do two for the next one. So we'll get that one laid down. And the final smaller one. And she'll get two shims. Love this paper. So I'll go ahead and snip out about a 1/4 inch strip here of a piece of scrap and just double that up. And that should work just fine along the right hand edge. So just add some liquid glue, glue that down. And there we go. Yep, happy with the fit. Get this one glued down. And then I'll also shim up my larger circle because now we're 3 high, right? So I'll go ahead and cut just some small strips and glue them together. Just grab my extra fingers here, get this down, and luckily the circle doesn't matter which way you put it because it's a circle and there's nothing on it. So it doesn't really matter where I put these as long as they're all on the same one. And that will bring it all up even with the last layer that I did. We'll get this glued down. Like I said, I love Sketch 15, it's my favorite. Then I'll go ahead and get my scallop circle, and I just cut this with one of my scallop dies. Here we go. Here goes the glue. Being a little dork. Come on. I'm going to squeeze you to pieces. That's good enough. That's good enough. Let's go ahead and kind of just work with my glue here a little bit. Try and get it running so that I can get my sentiment on because I use some foam strips that don't have stick on one side. But I'm looking here for my flat foam squares. Well, they're not flat, but they're low profile. So I'm just going to put one low profile foam square on my little bear mug. And then I will, and I'm not sure where I'm going to put the Happy Holidays yet, but I'll go ahead and put my foam strip down. It just so happened I had a scrap just the right size. And now that my glue's running, I'm going to put it, I think I'm going to put it right here. I think I want it right there. Yeah, I like it there. And then just lastly, just like the sketch, I'm going to put the 3 little enamel dots, little red ones to kind of pull in the red that is in the bear and the little trees. And I'm using my T-ruler, I'm not butting these against it, just so I can kind of see what a straight line looks like, because if you ever saw my handwriting, like it starts going downhill. You ever have that problem? I can't keep it on a line unless I have a line. So there's the finished card, friends. I hope you like it. Again, this is sketch number 15 with Kendra's Card Challenges VIP membership mystery card kit. Let's just move all the distractions here. And don't know what I'm saying, but please do leave me a thumbs up, and I'll have everything listed down below that you need to know, including the hop playlist. So don't forget to hop along, leave thumbs up, leave comments, leave lots of love, and here's some still images. Take care. Bye-bye.